When money is no object, where do you go to get away from it all? Well, famous faces have been splashing out on their own private islands for years in a bid to escape the spotlight. These celebrities carved out their very own slice of paradise in some of the most stunning spots on Earth. So let's discover the stars who decided to go all in on their own private tropical digs, including Celine Dion, Johnny Depp, and many more. 1. George Clooney. George Clooney purchased his English home shortly after his 2014 nuptials to Amal Alamuddin. The actor bought his residence on the 4-acre island of Sunning Eye for over $13 million, according to Architectural Digest. For that price, the couple gained a 17th-century mansion and their own private retreat on the River Thames just 40 miles from London. A secluded English hideaway. Following their purchase, the Clooneys set about renovating the new property. Updates included a private cinema, a new pool house, and a massive terrace. Mostly, though, the couple has retained the English country pile vibe. It boasts traditional decor and perfectly manicured gardens, all shielded from view by established trees and foliage. 2. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy purchased the Bahamian island of Rooster Cay in 2007 for $12 million, according to Boat International, though some reports suggested that it is actually owned by the government of the Bahamas, which then leases it to individuals. Whatever the case, the laid-back area has served as a vacation spot for the actor and his family over the years. Checking into Eddie Murphy Island. The 6-hectare idyll is largely undeveloped, but is just a short hop from the buzz of the Bahamian capital, Nassau. With that in mind, the beauty spot could prove popular with tourists if Murphy decides to establish a resort on the island. Nevertheless, it seems that Rooster Cay may already be open to visitors, with many Instagram users checking into Eddie Murphy Island on the platform. 3. John Lennon. Beatles star John Lennon bought the island of Dorinish in Ireland for just $2,300 back in 1967, the journal.ie notes. The trailblazing musician had reportedly fallen in love with the 19-acre chunk of land in County Mayo's Clew Bay and even got the go-ahead to build a home there, but he never did. For 2 years in the 1970s, a group of hippies established a commune on the island, though it's mostly been uninhabited and remains so to this day. Uninhabited for decades. Lennon reportedly had plans to retire in Dornish, but his life was cut tragically short when he was killed in 1980. Yoko Ono later decided to sell the island following her husband's death. The journal.ie reports that she raised around $40,000 in the process and subsequently donated it to an Irish orphanage. 4. Rudolf Nureyev. Russian ballet dancer Rudolf Nureyev purchased the Ligali archipelago of islands off Italy's Amalfi coast in 1988. He would spend the rest of his days in his Moorish-style villa until his death 5 years later. The land was subsequently snapped up by a hotel owner, and it is still privately owned to this day. Your new vacation destination. Ligali is still in private hands, but it's open to the public if you're willing to pay. According to the website Voldi Private Islands, there's room for 12 guests at the island's main house. This was built in 1922 and later renovated by the renowned architect Le Corbusier, and it comes with a price tag of $260,000 per week. While that might seem expensive, you also get catering, service, staff, and a yacht included. 5. Celine Dion. Isle Gagnon is apparently only accessible via a gated bridge. As such, it was the perfect retreat for the singer Celine Dion. The Canadian diva purchased the private island on Quebec's Rivière des Mille Isles for $29 million, according to 9 Honey. The site is home to an amazing 6-bedroom mansion built in the style of a French chateau. Meanwhile, Dion and her family relocated there in 2001 following extensive renovations. 6-bedroom French chateau. Despite the renovations, Dion didn't find peace on Isle Gagnon for too long. She put the island on the market in 2012 and eventually sold it in 2016 for $25.5 million, according to Boat International. The buyer's details were kept private, but real estate photographs of the impressive pile revealed they'd purchased something pretty spectacular. 6. Leonardo DiCaprio. According to the Culture Trip, Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeff Graham purchased Blackador Cay off the coast of Belize for $1.75 million in 2005. Apparently, the former had fallen in love with the place after a scuba trip. The spot boasts 104 acres of unspoiled beauty, which DiCaprio and the businessman hope to turn into a world-leading eco-resort where guests can unwind in guilt-free luxury. floating villas and infinity pools. DiCaprio enlisted the architect Jason McLennan to design a 68-villa eco-resort with all the luxury trappings you'd expect. Highlights are expected to include floating villas and infinity pools. The resort will also feature fish shelters, artificial reefs, and a manatee conservation site. The build was apparently due for completion in 2018, but its doors are yet to open at the time of writing. 7. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando famously purchased the French Polynesian island of Tetiaroa in 1966 after falling for its beauty while filming Mutiny on the Bounty 6 years prior. For the remainder of his life, the legendary actor spent extended periods on the atoll either alone or with family and friends. A legendary getaway. Since 2014, Tetiaroa has been accessible to visitors thanks to the Brando, a luxury eco-resort. It opened exactly a decade after the eponymous star's death and includes 35 beachside villas perfectly placed to watch manta rays, sea turtles, and exotic birds pass by. With that in mind, it's not hard to see why celebrities such as Leonardo DiCaprio have vacationed on Tetiaroa. 8. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was Hollywood's highest earner during the height of his fame. In fact, he was worth an impressive $150 million, according to CNBC. That sounds like a lot of money to spend, right? Well, the actor gave it a good go. He splurged cash on a range of elaborate purchases, including a private island in the Bahamas. In 2006, Cage reportedly paid $3 million for the idol, which must have seemed like a bargain considering his relative wealth. Purchasing paradise. The island called Leaf Cay offers 45 acres of underdeveloped land in the Bahamas' Exuma's island chain. It also boasts sandy white beaches, sheltered lagoons, and azure waters synonymous with a tropical haven. But it seems Cage didn't find paradise here. It was later listed on the property website Rightmove for $8,500,000 with the potential for future development. 9. Shakira. Did you know that pop star Shakira teamed up with Pink Floyd rocker Roger Waters to buy an island in the Bahamas? Yep, Bonds Cay set the duo back $16 million when they bought it in 2011, according to Cheat Sheet. But with its beautiful beaches, cascading waterfalls, and sheltered lagoons, the celebrities seemingly felt that the tropical utopia was well worth the investment. An artistic retreat. Shakira and Waters reportedly bought Bonds Cay with ambitions of transforming the island into a retreat for artists. The plans were to develop the location into a luxury destination complete with villas, hotels, and private beaches. The dream was never realized though, and as of June 2022, the island was listed as for sale on the Vladi Private Islands website. 10. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp apparently came across Little Hall's Pond Cay in the Bahamas when he was making Pirates of the Caribbean. Page 6 notes that he spent $3.6 million on the 45-acre island in 2004. Back then, the land had no infrastructure, though Depp soon set about building a ranch-style home featuring panoramic views. Beaches named after his loved ones. Depp apparently named the beaches on Little Hall's Pond Cay after those close to his heart. 2 bear the name of his children Lily Rose and Jack, and another takes the name of his ex Vanessa Paradis. Gonzo Beach is a nod to the author Hunter S. Thompson, while Brando Beach honors the actor's eponymous friend and mentor. 11. David Copperfield. In 2006, magician David Copperfield purchased an island atoll in Musha Cay, the Bahamas for $50 million, according to People. He then spent a further $30 million establishing a luxury resort, which has hosted the likes of Bill and Melinda Gates, John Travolta, and Oprah Winfrey. If that weren't enough, Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem also chose the location to host their wedding in 2010. Private beaches. Musha Cay could be yours to experience with 11 other guests for the eye-watering sum of $42,000 per night, the publication notes. That price tag includes accommodation at one of the 5 homes on the island and access to 40 private beaches, a speedboat, tennis courts, and more. Best of all, you'll have the whole island entirely to yourselves. 12. Bear Grylls. Survival expert Bear Grylls is equipped with the skills to survive in some of the most remote locations on Earth. So, it's hardly surprising that he saw the potential in the little-known idol of St Tudbal's Island West in North Wales. Radio Times reports that Grylls snapped it up for just under $130,000 in 2001, and he has since set up a home there with his family. Adventure at every turn. The island is known for its wildlife spotting opportunities, with seals, otters, and dolphins regularly stopping by. Other features include a rugged coastline and Grill's lighthouse home. Life there is usually peaceful, though the adventurer ran into trouble in 2013 when he installed an 80-foot slide on the side of a cliff. 13. John Wayne. Actor John Wayne apparently wasn't afraid to talk politics. In the 1960s, he voiced his support for Panamanian independence and criticized the United States' control of the Panama Canal. The issue was finally resolved in favor of the Central American country in 1977, and leader Omar Torrijos wanted to show his thanks to the star. So, he gave him the beautiful Isla Tabaquillo, fit for a cowboy. The island paradise reportedly boasts tropical beaches lined with mango and coconut groves. It also has a Wild West-themed town with a saloon bar in honor of Wayne himself. Today, the island is owned by an Austrian publishing mogul called Ralph Hubner. Visitors are still welcomed on the island, which lies just 10 minutes off the coast of Panama's Punta Chain. 14. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Country power couple Faith Hill and Tim McGraw spent $1.2 million on their Bahamian getaway of Goat Cay in 2003, website The Travel Notes. They subsequently spent 9 years building a luxury mansion on the island. Not only that, McGraw and Hill also created homes for their staff and installed amenities like water and electricity. Something for the soul. The interior of Hill and McGraw's home takes its inspiration from the stunning scenery all around them. In 2017, Hill told Architectural Digest, "We wanted to feel connected to the outside. When the breeze comes through the room, it's just life-changing. It really is. It's something for the soul." 15. Francis Ford Coppola. While he may be most famous for his directing career, Francis Ford Coppola is no stranger to the luxury travel industry. That's because he and his family run a number of secluded getaway spots across the world, including Coral Cay. The island is off the coast of Belize, and it previously served as the filmmaker's private retreat until he opened it up to paying visitors in 2016. You'll have a butler. Rates started at $895 per night at the Coral Cay Resort when it opened in 2016, according to Forbes. The 2-acre island can accommodate a maximum of 12 people who can stay in 2 wooden bungalows. Guests also have access to snorkeling equipment, hammocks and canoes, while butler services and spa treatments are also on tap. 16. Larry Ellison. According to Forbes, Larry Ellison has a net worth of $87.7 billion. So, it's perhaps not surprising that the Oracle founder has spent some of that wealth on his very own piece of paradise. Business Insider notes that he purchased Lanai, Hawaii's smallest inhabited island, for $300 million back in 2012. The 140-square-mile landmass is reportedly home to a population of 3,200 people, a number of local businesses, 2 golf courses, and 3 hotels. Hawaii's smallest inhabited island. Lanai is known for being one of Hawaii's most secluded spots. It has just one small town called Lanai City and a host of deserted hiking trails and beaches. Ellison, who is one of the richest people on the planet, reportedly wants to establish a sustainable wellness laboratory on the island. So far, he has built homes, renovated hotels, and poured cash into green energy sources. 17. Larry Page. Google co-founder Larry Page is believed to have purchased his own idol in the British Virgin Islands. The tech mogul has a connection with that part of the world, given that he wed his partner Lucy Southworth on Necker Island in 2007. As a result, it's believed by local residents that Page purchased the nearby spot of Eustatia Island, an island jewel. Eustatia Island is one of the jewels in the crown of the British Virgin Islands. The 35-acre isle reportedly enjoys 300 days of sun each year with luscious landscapes and vibrant reefs. Its infrastructure also focuses on sustainability. Apparently, it has renewable energy sources, and electric cars transport guests around the tropical paradise. 18. Beatrice Borromeo. Beatrice Borromeo came to public attention when she tied the knot with Pierre Casiraghi of Monaco back in 2015. But the European royal was already an aristocrat in her own right. What's more, her family owns 5 private islands in Italy's Lake Maggiore, which is where the couple hosted their star-studded wedding. Out of bounds. According to People, the Borromeo Islands have been owned by the family they take their name from since the 17th century. They feature a number of palazzos, along with Renaissance buildings, terrace gardens, chapels, and a fortified convent. Meanwhile, 3 of the 5 islands are open to visitors, while one San Giovanni is out of bounds. 19. Richard Branson. When Virgin Records founder Richard Branson bought Necker Island in 1978, he paid only $180,000, according to the travel website. Since then, he's set about establishing a luxury resort on the land. And today, the spot in the British Virgin Islands is said to be worth more than $5 billion. Not a bad bang for your buck, right? A very exclusive resort. For a taste of the high life, Branson's company notes that guests can book Necker Island all to themselves. This gives them and 21 other people access to their own private island in the Caribbean. Alternatively, the idyllic paradise hosts so-called celebration weeks throughout the year, when families and couples can book individual rooms at the exclusive resort. 20. Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg isn't known for his extravagant displays of wealth, but that doesn't mean he's cheap. In fact, the legendary director has not just one, but 2 private islands in the Madeira archipelago in Portugal. When he first bought the islands, they were reportedly uninhabited and untouched. The Secret Islands. Of course, much like the visionary billionaire John Hammond in Jurassic Park, Spielberg probably didn't leave the islands to their devices for long. Unlike Hammond, though, we doubt he filled the islands with hungry dinosaurs. He's been close-lipped about what he's done with the space, but we're sure it's a stop on his luxury yacht, 7 Seas. 21. Steven Spielberg's $200 million yacht. Is it really a surprise that one of Hollywood's most acclaimed directors owns a superyacht? Steven Spielberg's $200 million vessel 7 Seas boasts a helipad, a gym, a spa, and naturally a couple of movie theaters. But its killer feature is undoubtedly the 150-foot glass wall, which can also be used as a screen besides the infinity pool. 22. Oprah Winfrey's $25 million jet. In 2019, television personality and billionaire Oprah Winfrey told Vogue that her private jet was her greatest luxury. However, she deemed it a necessity after her newfound fame made commercial flights tricky, including one particularly stressful experience at OR International Airport in Chicago in 1991. The former talk show host paid $25 million for her first jet and has never looked back since. 23. Rafael Nadal's 78-foot vessel. In 2019, tennis superstar Rafael Nadal decided that he'd had enough of chartering yachts. Instead, it was finally time for him to buy his own. And that's exactly what he did, ordering an enormous 78-foot vessel from Polish company Sunreef Yachts. The resulting bespoke catamaran has been designed to cruise around Nadal's home island of Majorca. 24. Jay-Z's $40 million private jet. If you're ever having trouble finding the right gift for your significant other, look to Beyoncé for inspiration. You need to have $40 million to spare, though, as that's the sum the singer splashed on her husband Jay-Z's private jet. The Bombardier Challenger 850 can seat up to 19 passengers and houses a living room, a bedroom, and a kitchen, as well as a pair of bathrooms. 25. The Edge's $15.4 million superyacht. Back in 2008, rumors began circulating that U2 frontman Bono had bought a superyacht, and while the speculation was ultimately proved incorrect, there was still an element of truth to the story. It just involved the wrong band member. You see, the $15.4 million vessel actually belongs to U2's guitarist, The Edge. The strummer told the Irish Independent at the time, "It's not Bono's yacht at all, it's a 26. Cristiano Ronaldo's $36 million Gulfstream G650. But Cristiano Ronaldo is clearly a fan of the finer things in life, and he isn't afraid to show off his wealth either. After all, as of January 2018, he owned the costliest private jet of any soccer player, according to The Sun. The Juventus forward's $36 million Gulfstream G650 seats almost 20 people and can reach speeds of more than 600 mph. And if that seems pricey even for a soccer superstar, Ronaldo apparently agrees to make some of the money back. He rents out the plane for around $7,000 an hour. 27. Mariah Carey's 192-foot yacht. You may assume that a celebrity couple would be happy to share a yacht. But where Mariah Carey and James Packer were concerned, you'd be wrong. The pair apparently owned a boat apiece, with Carey once telling Entertainment Tonight it is important to have his and hers everything. That's fortunate too, as it meant that the diva didn't have to give up life on the seas when she and Packer broke off their engagement in 2016. Carey's vessel of choice is an enormous 192-footer named Capri. 28. Billy Joel's vintage-inspired luxury yacht. The Piano Man is what you could call a superyacht fanatic, having once owned a whole clutch of the vessels. However, Simply buying boats wasn't enough to satisfy Billy Joel's interest in the open water. In 2005, you see, he turned to designer Doug Zern to come up with his very own yacht. The resulting craft, named Vendetta, was inspired by 1920s commuter craft, combining period aesthetics with modern technology. 29. LeBron James' $22 million jet. LeBron James is not just one of the highest-earning basketball players in the world, but he is also widely regarded as the best, too. So it's no wonder that he travels in a private jet, even if it is eye-wateringly expensive. Specifically, the Lakers star owns a Gulfstream G280, which likely set him back around $22 million. A long career backed up by huge sponsorship deals has allowed James to build a net worth in the region of $450 million, though, so even that purchase won't have broken the bank. 30. Johnny Depp's $26 million yacht. If you own a private island, investing in your own superyacht is the next logical step. This was presumably Johnny Depp's thought process, anyway, as the Hollywood A-lister purchased for Jolo Roger in 2007 to sail to his Bahamas resort. He then reportedly gave the vessel a $6.5 million Art Deco-style refurb in 2009 before eventually selling the boat to author J.K. Rowling for a rumored $26 million. 31. Triple H's $27 million private jet. Triple H is undeniably one of WWE's most iconic wrestlers, having achieved superstardom in the 90s. Nowadays, though, he mostly spends his time working behind the scenes of the franchise. Alongside his own massively successful NXT project, he also contributes to WWE storylines, manages talent, and even handles PR duties. So it stands to reason that he and his wife Stephanie McMahon, whose family owns a majority stake in WWE, travel about a lot. And they do so in style, in a Bombardier Global 5000 private jet that apparently cost around $27 million. 32. Michael Jordan's $8 million yacht. You've got to hand it to Michael Jordan, as the basketball legend sure knows how to maintain his brand. Just look at his 80-foot sport fishing yacht for proof. As well as being decked out to complement his private plane, the boat is named Catch 23, a pun on his iconic jersey number. The $8 million vessel is Jordan's second yacht, complementing a much larger cruiser that is said to cost $840,000 per week to sail. 33. Dwayne Johnson's $65 million aircraft. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was the highest-earning actor in Hollywood in 2020, so it makes sense that he also owns one of the world's most expensive and, according to him, fastest private jets. His Gulfstream G650 is worth around $65 million, beating out pretty much every other aircraft on this list. Nobody who travels frequently wants to spend half their lives in airport terminals, and with his fortune, Johnson has the option not to. 34. Tiger Woods' $54 million private jet. Tiger Woods' incredible sporting legacy won't be matched by many, and neither will the extravagance of his private jet, which is apparently worth around $54 million. Of course, Woods is one of the most profitable athletes of all time, so he can definitely afford to splash out. And that's exactly what he did where his Gulfstream G550 is concerned. In fact, the astonishing aircraft can go for 7,500 miles without stopping, just in case Woods needs to take a direct trip from New York to Shanghai. 35. Nicolas Cage's luxurious yacht. Of the 4 yachts that actor Nicolas Cage acquired during his infamous spending spree in the early 2000s, Sarita was reportedly his most beloved. Along with accommodation for 12 guests, the boat included both an outdoor dining area and a gym. Unfortunately, though, the National Treasure star was ultimately forced to part with the luxurious vessel in 2008 to settle his tax bills. 36. Bill Gates' $19.5 million express jet. With a personal net worth of around $116 billion, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, according to Bloomberg anyway. Because of this, you're not likely to bump into Gates in the departure lounge. While he may have donated billions to charity, he still travels in his personal $19.5 million Bombardier BD 700 Global Express jet. 37. Giorgio Armani's 213-foot luxury vessel. The first thing you'll notice about fashion legend Giorgio Armani's superyacht, dubbed Maine, is that it's dark green. That's not a common color choice for a luxury vessel, but it was conceived with intent. Basically, the designer opted for the strange shade to camouflage his 213-foot boat out on the ocean, and the interior is no less dazzling. As well as featuring full panoramic views, It offers rooms for up to 12 guests and can accommodate 14 crew. 38. Roger Federer's world-class private jet. It's hardly surprising that Roger Federer has his own private jet. After all, he's one of the greatest tennis players in the world. Among his many accolades are the greatest number of Wimbledon men's titles, the joint highest number of men's Australian Open titles, and the highest total of successive weeks at the top of the ATP rankings. All that plus lucrative marketing deals have made him the world's best-paid tennis player. A private jet just seems like the obvious thing to spend the cash on. 39. Richard Branson's $3 million yacht. In 2009, British billionaire Richard Branson acquired his catamaran Necker Belle, renaming her from Lady Barbaretta to match his private island. The man behind the Virgin brand then refurbished the boat's interior, including all 4 cabins, before making it available to charter for the modest sum of $60,000 a week. Branson finally listed the vessel for sale in 2014 and handed it to a buyer 4 years later for $3 million. 40. Angelina Jolie's modest $300,000 plane. Angelina Jolie doesn't just own a private plane, she flies one. Yes, the movie star obtained her pilot's license in 2004 after her eldest son, Maddox, expressed an interest in aviation. But Jolie's maternal instincts apparently kicked in when choosing her own plane, as she opted for the very sensible Cirrus SR-22G2. The roughly $300,000 craft is packed with safety features, including a built-in parachute. 41. Jackie Chan's 152-foot monster yacht. In July 2019, martial artist and movie star Jackie Chan upgraded from his 125-foot yacht to a triple-deck, 152-foot monster. His new vessel boasts modern but refined decor both inside and out, giving it a minimalist vibe. The same can't be said for the twin diesel engines, which boast speed and power aplenty and help to keep the ship stable on choppy seas. But that will be good news for the yacht's guests, particularly if they're in the onboard karaoke room. 42. Lionel Messi's $32 million jet. Whether Lionel Messi is a better soccer player than Ronaldo is a hotly contested debate among fans. When it comes to the value of the pair's respective private jets, though, there's a clear winner. Messi lags just behind his fellow superstar, with his ride costing around $32 million. But his Embraer Legacy 650 is still a luxurious way to travel, with the jet boasting a top speed of 528 mph. It can also seat 14 people and store more than 1,000 kg of luggage, so the Barcelona captain will never have to fly solo. 43. P. Diddy's $72 million yacht turned nightclub. While many celebrities have designed their own seafaring vessels, rapper Sean P. Diddy Combs apparently acquired his from former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. It was by no means a cheap purchase either, as the whopping 195-foot yacht named Oasis allegedly changed hands for approximately $72 million. Combs has since hosted countless parties aboard the boat, which effectively has its own nightclub. 44. Conor McGregor's $25 million Notorious Airways jet. Ahead of Conor McGregor's lucrative showdown with Floyd Mayweather in 2017, the former UFC champion splashed out on his own private jet. Dubbed Notorious Airways, the plane carries more than 30 passengers as well as pilots and crew. He may have lost the match, but since then he's shared plenty of snaps of himself enjoying the approximately $25 million Notorious Airways lifestyle, whether for business or pleasure. 45. Roberto Cavalli's custom-built boat. If Batman had a bat yacht, it would probably look like this. The all-black Freedom belongs to Italian fashion designer Roberto Cavalli, and by most metrics it's a comparatively diminutive vessel, coming in at just 91 feet. Still, that's apparently all fine for Cavalli, who conceived the custom-built boat for couples to use on vacation. 46. Taylor Swift's $40 million private jet. Seeing as Taylor Swift is one of the planet's wealthiest musicians, it's small wonder that she avoids the trappings of commercial flights. Instead, she scoots about the globe in her own private jet, a Dassault Breguet Mystère Falcon 900. The star apparently spent a cool $40 million on the plane in 2011 before personalizing it with a decal of her lucky number 13. 47. Nicole Kidman's $3.2 million superyacht. Most of us would be scandalized at the thought of abandoning a 150-foot, $3.2 million superyacht. But most of us aren't Hollywood actress Nicole Kidman, who allegedly left Hokulani, so-called in tribute to her Hawaiian birth name, at a Sydney apartment complex in 2008. The champagne-colored vessel eventually went on the market in September 2019 for an undisclosed fee. 48. Michael Jordan's unique luxury jet. You can never accuse Michael Jordan of being off-brand, since even the former basketballer's private jet is painted to look like one of his Air Jordan sneakers. Originally sporting a white and blue wraparound paint job, the craft was given an update in 2017 to match his latest branded footwear. The G550 jet also sports the iconic Jumpman logo, and as Jordan is the NBA's first star to have become a billionaire, even the cost of that luxury purchase is likely a drop in the ocean when it comes to MJ's finances. 49. David Geffen's $590 million celebrity-filled super yacht. DreamWorks founder David Geffen has played host to plenty of celebrities on his $590 million super yacht Rising Sun. Yes, Barack and Michelle Obama, Leonardo DiCaprio, Oprah Winfrey, and Jeff Bezos have all set sail with the entertainment mogul. His enormous 454-foot boat was originally designed for businessman Larry Ellison, but Geffen bought out his fellow billionaire's share of the vessel in 2010. 50. Magic Johnson's $40 million private jet, Irvin Magic Johnson Jr., travels in style in his post-basketball life. The ex-Lakers point guard owns a $40 million Gulfstream GIIUC, aboard which he's executed some landmark transactions such as selling his stake in the Lakers, for instance. And the Hall of Famer has even flown players on the plane while arranging trades as part of his former role at the Lakers, president of basketball operations. The jet's tail number, meanwhile, is N32MJ, in honor of Johnson's jersey number and initials. 51. Calvin Klein's lavish double-decker yacht. As you may expect from one of the wealthiest fashion designers in the world, Calvin Klein's yacht perfectly mirrors his own tastes. The vessel's 6 cabins are elegant and opulent, and its double decks serve 2 purposes. One offers private views across the ocean, while the other has been built to host lavish parties, just like the one Klein held on Cannes Film Festival's opening night in 2011. 52. David Beckham's spacious $24 million jet. Retirement is treating David Beckham well, it appears. Yep, the legendary soccer player's $450 million fortune only continues to rise as his company DB Ventures Limited nets millions every year. With all that money to play with, then, it's little surprise that Beckham owns a private jet. Specifically, he has a Bombardier Challenger 350, the most popular business jet of recent times, which goes for around $24 million, and it can carry 8 passengers at once, so there's plenty of room for Victoria and the kids. 53. Tony Parker's $8 million custom yacht. Former NBA All-Star Tony Parker splashed out almost $8 million on a custom-built yacht in 2018. That's only a small fraction of what he's estimated to have earned in his basketball career, of course. And the luxury purchase has afforded him the opportunity to cruise the oceans with as many as 12 guests, all of whom can enjoy the extraordinary vessel's on-board swimming platform and beach club. 54. Floyd Mayweather's lavish Air Mayweather jet. Floyd Mayweather is unrivaled for his collection of private jets. You see, the boxing superstar apparently added a 3rd plane to his collection in 2018, and the craft is unmistakably his dubbed Air Mayweather. It's emblazoned with his The Money Team TMTMT brand. The crew's uniform, meanwhile, features 500 embroidered on the sleeve, referencing the boxer's undefeated record. 55. Tiger Woods' $20 million luxury yacht. Some people hang on to their cars for years, while others upgrade regularly. For celebrities, the same approach applies to yachts, and Tiger Woods falls squarely in the former camp. The champion golfer has had his $20 million vessel, named Privacy, since 2004. The enormous craft has a gym, a movie theater, and a jacuzzi, while guests on board over the years have included Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, and Michael Jordan. 56. Manny Pacquiao's titular private jet. Subtlety is apparently not Manny Pacquiao's strong suit. Then again, the multi-talented boxer and politician has probably earned the right to adorn his jet with such ostentatious livery. Heck, he's boxing's sole world champion in 8 divisions, having spread himself across multiple weight classes, and his current role as a senator in the Philippines is reportedly setting him up for a presidential candidacy, too. So, you can probably forgive Pacquiao for emblazoning his name and face on the side of his plane. 57. Beyoncé's $70 million birthday yacht. Bey received a pretty incredible present for her 32nd birthday, a $70 million yacht called Galactica Star. The singer and her husband Jay-Z chartered the gigantic vessel in 2015 and presumably enjoyed the experience enough to want to do it regularly. Alongside 3 upper decks, a jacuzzi, and a glass-bottomed pool, the awe-inspiring boat features a beach club, a sauna, and a bar, and the craft is also known for being surprisingly fuel-efficient for its size, thanks largely to its sleek lines. 58. Kim Kardashian's enormous aircraft. Of course, the Kardashians travel in their own private jet. After all, hunkering down in coach definitely wouldn't fit with the aspirational image they carefully cultivate. Instead, Kim Kardashian and her family get around in their personal Boeing 747. The enormous aircraft is fitted with multiple lounges, en-suite bathrooms, and even a proper bed. 59. Eric Clapton's custom-designed luxury yacht. Back in 2005, guitarist Eric Clapton chartered a luxury yacht, the VA Bainey, for a cruise around the Mediterranean, and the experience clearly had an impact on him. The musician was so enamored with the boat, you see, that he bought it. The 3-time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee then refitted the vessel and filled it with artwork before eventually selling it in 2018. 60. Lewis Hamilton's $21 million Bombardier private jet. Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton is one of the richest sports stars in the world, but that didn't stop him from becoming embroiled in a tax scandal in 2017 over his $21 million Bombardier private jet. Hamilton had allegedly used shell firms to dodge paying European taxes on the plane when he imported it to England from Canada in 2013. In the end, he reportedly avoided paying around $4 million in tax.